Custom Coasters International, or CCI, has produced many great roller coasters in the United States. They are now a defunct company, but a lot of their roller coasters are still operating. What I'm doing in this video is counting down my top 10 personal favorites, which ones I think are the best. Let's begin with the Cyclops at Mount Olympus Water and Theme Park. And it used to be that in order to ride this in the back car, you had to be over 18. However, actually what's recently happened is that they have removed that because they reprofiled one of the larger drops that created such great airtime. So now if you are under 18, you can sit in the back car, but unfortunately the airtime is not as good. Next is the Boss. And this is one of those roller coasters that you either love it or you hate it. I think a lot of people are really hoping that one day this will get the RMC Iron Horse treatment. As for right now, it's kind of delivering a mediocre ride experience. I'm sure that of course if you're sitting in the front row, then you'll probably get a better experience than in some of the other rows. But I think a lot of people would not mind at all if this coaster got revamped by RMC. Next is the Great White at Morey's Piers. This has your classic double out and back layout. Nothing too special about it except for the fact that half of it sits on the beach, which is actually pretty cool. And that is why that you'll notice that this has a steel structure, but it is a wooden roller coaster. They would not be able to build this on the beach if it were completely wooden. Number 7 is Timber Terror at Silverwood. This is one of two of the roller coasters at Silverwood that will make this countdown. And not too many people have ridden this simply because the park is kind of way out there, kind of out in the middle of nowhere. But it's a very solid ride, not too tall, but it's all about the airtime. It's just an out and back coaster, doesn't go too fast, its maximum speed is only 55 miles an hour. But the reason it's making this countdown is because of the amount of airtime that's on this ride. Number 6 is the Legend at Holiday World. This coaster really uses the terrain to its advantage. It weaves in and out of itself, and a lot of it is completely hidden by the trees. This is arguably the weakest wooden roller coaster at Holiday World, however, it's still pretty good. Number 5 is the Cheetah at Wild Adventures, another roller coaster that not as many people have ridden. You can find this park in Georgia, and this is probably the best coaster there. It's an out and back layout and it has lots of airtime hills. So of course you're going to be coming up out of your seat, and overall it's a pretty good wooden roller coaster. Number 4 is Tremors, the other wooden roller coaster at Silverwood. The main difference between this one and Timber Terror is that Timber Terror is an out and back, while this one has a twister layout. However, this one is going to be taller and faster than Timber Terror, and it still has some pretty solid airtime in it. You're going over the hills a lot faster than you are on the hills on Timber Terror. And this coaster really uses its bank turns to its advantage, and it also includes a cool tunnel, which is always nice. Number 3 is Shivering Timbers. From what I've heard, this coaster has gotten a bit rough. However, it's consistently voted one of the better wooden roller coasters out there, simply because it is so huge. The airtime hills are humongous. This is basically a wooden hypercoaster, even though it's not over 200 feet. But when you see it, you see the pure size of this thing, and it really does kind of appear like a wooden hypercoaster. Number 2 is the Raven at Holiday World. At one point in time, this was considered the best wooden roller coaster in the world, and it still delivers a great ride experience. This is definitely superior to Legend. This coaster is of course themed to The Raven, written by Edgar Allan Poe. And like the Legend, it goes in and out between the woods, has lots of curves, and even after all these years, is still considered one of the best wooden roller coasters out there. However, it's not making number 1 for this countdown. That honor belongs to Boulder Dash at Lake Compounce. This wooden roller coaster is fantastic. Many people consider this to be the best wooden roller coaster in the world. It's a terrain coaster, and it has airtime hills on its airtime hills. It completely hugs the terrain, weaves in and out between the woods, and it keeps its speed the entire ride. It feels like you're going a lot faster than you actually are. Without a doubt, this is the best wooden roller coaster that Custom Coasters International has ever made. So that concludes this video. Hope you enjoyed it. I want to hear your comments below of which wooden roller coasters by CCI you have ridden and which you prefer. And make sure to stay tuned for more coaster countdowns that will be posted to this channel.